I'm going to talk about the rules. The rules that we learned growing up or, even into adulthood that might limit our behaviors or might fuel our behaviors. The more we are aware of these rules, the more we can determine, is this something that works for me or is it something that's holding me back? Because my aim for you is to generate as much power internally as you can. And the more awareness you have about the forces that hold you back or that fuel you, the more you can make decisions and be discerning about your communications, your actions, and your decisions. So what do I mean when I say the rules? Well, these are the norms and these are the behaviors that we were taught along the way. I love Amy Poehler's podcast, which is called Good Hang. Amy Poehler was on Saturday Night Live and Parks and Recreation and so many different shows. And she has this podcast where she said she wants to bring just happiness and fun to people. And so she brings on her friends and they chat. So she was talking to Seth Meyers, who she also worked with at Saturday Night Live. There is a rule that you might have heard that boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. Well, Seth Meyers on the show was crying. He cried like 4 times and she kept trying to make him cry. And it worked. He said he cries when he's happy. So this is how he expresses his emotion. He cries when he's happy. I found it really moving to see a man that was not afraid to express his emotions. Although there was a little bit of like, oh no, don't make me cry again, right? But it was very cool to see that he was crying to express his emotions because I learned boys don't cry. Also, girls need to not be so vocal and to not be heard so much. We want to hear from boys and males who are the leaders, and girls need to take a backseat to men or boys who are more competent, more intelligent, and should be leading the way, and we should be following their lead. If you're a woman and you try to step out in too big of a way, many times you're going to be shot down. You're going to be shot down by other people in politics, on social media. You're going to hear it in conversations. It can be really difficult to be a woman who is leading because you have to deal with a lot of trolls, a lot of negativity. And I know it's true for men as well. It just cuts differently for women because there's also a feeling of like, do you feel like you are safe? So that comes into play a lot with regards to how big is a female playing as opposed to a male. Let's look at another rule. Work hard and you will succeed. Now, I truly believe that you need to work hard to succeed. People aren't going to hand you anything for the most part. Sometimes people will hand you something, but it's not going to work for the long term. You really have to work for your success. But what's missing from that is work hard and you'll succeed. And also get to know the people around you and create good relationships and understand the bigger picture and work from a level of strategy rather than just tactics. Don't just look at your assignment. Look at what's going on around me so you understand the bigger picture. Speak up in meetings. There's so many different things that contribute to success. And so maybe you were taught work hard and you'll succeed, but you weren't taught the rest of it. So it's a partial rule and it is very, very limiting. Here's another one. You must always be happy. No matter what's going on around you, you cannot show that you are mad at people or disappointed or upset. Be satisfied with what you're given and be happy. Going along with that, for a lot of women, we're taught to smile. Like people will say to us, why aren't you smiling? This even happens today. So it's something that goes on in the world. Like this, maybe this will never go away. Why aren't you smiling? Smile. You look prettier when you smile. Okay, really, it's not up to me to be responsible for someone else's happiness based on how I look. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Unless we know each other on a personal or professional level and there's a reason that you're asking, it's not your business. These things about keeping our feelings inside and not expressing them and being very careful about the emotions that we're showing on our face, very much a part of the rules that I grew up with, maybe that you grew up with, and they're still a part of our society today. So the question is, how does that keep you small or how does that contribute to your success? I know that there are times when that has contributed to my success. Like I'm in a meeting, things are going on, I don't like what's happening, and I just maintain a game face, maintain a neutral face, a neutral tone, because I don't want to show everything on my face. I don't want to really show exactly how I feel about the situation. That's a form of power. To be able to control when and how you show your emotions and express your emotions and feelings, that is a form of power. But to feel like you need to go around being happy all the time or show that you're happy all the time, that's really, really limiting and that's very draining. respect your elders, and respect people who are in positions of authority. Now, this is one that can work for us or against us. If you look at the example of the Catholic Church, so I think this is the reason there was so much abuse. Priests were seen as being in a position of authority. So people kind of said, okay, like spend time with my child. And they didn't really dig into what exactly was happening. And as a result, there was massive abuse throughout the Catholic Church for many years. Maybe the person that you work with who's an authority figure is creating a policy which you don't think is right, and you don't speak up. Now, there are times when you should speak up and you should articulate that this is not right, you believe this isn't right, and here are the reasons why. And if you're not speaking up, and if you're not trying to get your point across, then a norm, a rule is going to be established that you're going to have a problem with. It's your responsibility to figure out how to get your message across in a way that can be heard. If you're following the rule that you learned that you're not supposed to challenge authority figures, that's going to limit you and that's going to limit your success. This is a part of learning to speak up in the right way, in the right method, in the right time, in the right place to get your message across. I want your voice to be heard, but I want it to be heard in the most effective way possible. And when that happens, you're generating internal power, and you are more likely to achieve the outcome you want to go after and the vision for your life that you're going after. If you appreciated the insights in this video, subscribe to the channel and you'll be among the first to see new videos when they drop. And if you could take a second to like this video, that small action will be more powerful than you could ever know.